Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Doing it live on Father's
Exactly.
Day.
What up, everybody? This is Chris Blunt.
And I'm Breezy Rumsey.
And I am Sphinx Akasha.
And welcome to Profoundly Ignorant. Woo!
Oh
my God! It is...
Fun story about how this exact podcast is coming to be. We're at a booze-fused barbecue at Chris Blount's house, and we're like, fuck it, let's go record live. We don't know what to talk about. Let's do it.
We're winging it today, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't
That's
look at
right.
the news this week. I didn't do shit. So you know what? We're gonna talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about today.
Yeah.
I'm off Hennessy, and
He ain't lying.
and I'm grilling. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. This episode is gonna be a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. How you doing? How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
All right.
Good, man. How was your week?
My week was good.
Good.
Ish. It was good-ish.
How's Dance Mommy?
Dance momming is fucking good and bad and terrible and horrible, and I want to kill people sometimes. But you know, it is what it is.
White people, man. So
There was some dance drama this weekend. I ain't gonna
Really?
lie. And one of the word on the street is that a dance mom called my 13-year-old daughter a little bitch.
really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it took a few mimosas midday yesterday to get me
Yeah.
to calm the fuck down.
I feel like you
Who
should
needs to get it?
I'm about to say,
There's people that need to get it. Yeah.
who need to get their
Who needs to
issue?
get it?
You know, it's one of Kylie's old friends. They've gone
She
through
can
some.
catch these hands.
She's gonna
Yes.
rated E for everyone.
Everybody.
I mean everybody.
Everybody. I feel like you should be really petty and like let it slide, and then like next year just deck up.
Just get it.
Yeah. Like that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens, bitch. That's
just-
what happens.
It's just one of these things where this child is a child, younger than Kylie by a couple of years, actually, and just feels like she needs to be everyone's boss. And this year, Kylie's done a lot of growing, and it's kind of like, you know, I want to hang out kind of with the older girls, the girls that I relate to better.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that has caused some butt hurt,
Oh,
and the
this
butt
shit is
hurt
over
has turned in some lying and drama. And Kylie is so new to the drama scheme. She's just like, what?
It's all over some mean girl shit.
It is some mean girl shit,
That is
and I
fucked
hate it.
up.
Like, I wish I could protect her from it, but it's also kind of good it's happening because I feel like that's life, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make it better.
No, it doesn't. But
No,
yeah,
it's just some.
It was gonna happen one way or the other.
Right, like it's gonna happen. It's just happening now. And
Yeah, it just seemed like some fuck shit.
what's
Yeah.
really shitty though is like we leave for Vegas in 2 weeks, so my child has to compete with this child, and we all have to pretend like we love each other down there. And I feel like what a crappy like if you said that about a kid. First off, as an adult, you're pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Second,
I bet you got cut
right, right.
real quick.
And if you didn't say it and it's going around that you did, then there's probably some truth to the fact that you and your child are liars because I don't know, why is everyone talking about this?
Right.
Anyway,
I
dance
don't
mom.
get it.
Dance momming.
Exactly.
I sat here for 2 years going, man, you know that Dance Mom TV show? It's nothing like that. Oh my God, it's exactly like
It's
that.
exactly like that. Ah, that's fucking
No,
terrible.
90% of the dance moms are really chill ladies.
Yeah.
It's just like that 10% that fuck up. It's like a bad apple.
Yeah, that's terrible. Well, happy Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Father's
That
Day.
shit.
Yes.
So yeah,
To both of you two.
thank you
Thank you
very
very
much,
much.
man. Shout out to my week pullout game and the woman that let me get her pregnant. Thank you, so much.
Shout out to my wife.
I could have just said my wife. You're right.
You really could have.
I really could have. But you know what? No.
Shout out to Chris's wife
I
for
keep-
dealing with this motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah, shout
I
out
like-
Brandy.
Yeah,
Brandy's got all the patience in the world.
Well,
all
Baby
the
Brandy.
patience in the world, and I love her so much. She's a great woman. She let me get her pregnant thrice.
Thrice. Great word.
3 times, and so
Once,
that's really
twice,
cool.
3
3 times
I
she's
accepted
pregnant.
you.
Yep. 3 times, no condoms, and so yeah, that happened. So
God damn. God damn.
so all right, guys, what do y'all want to talk about? Oh yeah, did y'all know that Trump is being investigated for firing his FBI director?
Yeah.
I did read that.
Obstruction of justice.
That's pretty
Obstruction
interesting.
of motherfucking justice.
How far y'all think that's gonna go?
Nowhere.
Nowhere, right? I think
don't
that's
know.
gonna Trump on his gangster shit right now, man.
Yeah.
I don't respect it because I feel like we're living real life like Boardwalk Empire. You know what I'm saying? But like in the government, and it's fucked up. And yeah, I'm just here to watch the show. That's what I
Yeah.
said. As all I said, I'm just here to watch the show, and I'm like, ooh, that's crazy.
Right.
That's awesome. But fuck it. Trump is being investigated. No shit's gonna happen. other than that, I don't give a fuck. Jay-Z just stunned it on us like he outshined my Father's Day by having twins. So
Oh yeah.
there
That
it
happened
is.
today?
Yeah, they had them like yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Beyonce
Happy
just had
Father's
2
Day
twins.
again to Jay-Z.
To Jay-Z and Beyonce, and they having kids, and he's not getting any sleep, so that's dope.
Nope,
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like we on the same level now, and that humanizes things. I think that's great, personally. I think that's great. Man, so like, I don't know, Breezy.
Yeah. What's up?
What do you? It's Father's Day, right?
Yeah.
So like, this has obviously it's not your day,
Yeah.
but what do you think of Father's Day like at whole as a general? Like, what do you see? What has been your experience with Father's Day?
So Father's Day is one of those weird things. Like, I never celebrated as a kid because my dad wasn't around. So it was my mom, and I would do Mother's Day, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Then when I got married and had my kids, like, we did dinners, nothing big, because it just wasn't my thing. Like, I never really went all out.
Yeah.
Then when I got divorced, it was back to just me. So, I mean, Ken's in the picture now. Been in the picture for almost 6 years.
Yeah.
And he's a single father. Like, he has full custody of his daughter, which is amazing. That's hard to do in this day and age. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Apparently easy in Washington though. Like
Yeah.
they just stay losing their kids in Washington. Which
like
is
it's
crazy.
weird.
Yeah.
Like
strange
in New Orleans,
shit.
you gotta like not in New Orleans, but I think in the South in general, you have to literally like put a blunt out on the kid's forehead in front of the judge to lose custody of your
Yeah.
kids.
That's crazy.
And then they'd be like, but she put the blunt out though. She's not actively smoking.
She's not smoking.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure, she's not smoking.
She's not smoking. We're gonna show, cause
Yeah, so
Jesus.
here he's been raising Becca his whole life, and it's really cute because when I first met them and Ken and I started dating, I was like, your daughter, so adorable, dresses like a circus clown. He's like, I don't know what to put on her. he just shared a photo the other day of like her on her last day of kindergarten, and she's wearing like sweatpants, a skirt, a hoodie, and it's like hot out. All the other little girls are in shorts and t-shirts, and she
Aw.
looks like it's winter, but she also has a polka dotted skirt.
I remember Ken's single era when I met him not long after I got here. Then Becca was
Yeah.
That
It was a little, and hair was a little bit mismanaged.
a little bit, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to the single fathers, man.
Yeah,
That shit's hard.
trying.
Especially,
He did his thing, man.
yeah, single fathers, little girls, because it's like, you'd be like, what the fuck do I do now? You
I want a ponytail. Well, I don't know how to do that.
I'm not
so-
sure how to do that. So.
Yeah, man, I look at my daughter's hair crazy, and I just pass that shit along. Like, somebody else gonna do this shit. This is insane.
I've been getting good practice in with Ayame. She's been letting me do her hair.
That's
And it's been
awesome.
good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm good. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm good. I got a boy, and I got another boy on the way. Like, and Ella, like, I'm there for like all the other guidance shit. Like, I tell Ella, right from wrong, things like that. Give her, little knowledge or whatnot. But then she be like, she's never gonna ask me if I could do her hair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows that's not my thing. I'm just gonna defer her somewhere else. Like, that's one of the, like, it's 20% of the reason why I want my wife to stay alive. So, like,
Man.
just 20%. It's not like enough. It's not enough. Like, it's just 20%. Like, rest of it is because, obviously I love my wife and everything.
I would hope so.
But 20% is
Otherwise,
I need somebody to
way
do her
off.
hair on a consistent basis. Cause that shit looks terrible. And it's so funny cause like I watch Brandy struggling with her and I be like, ooh, yikes.
That looks difficult. I'm going to have a beer.
Like that shit's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Hashtag Father's Day.
Exactly, Father's Day.
And it's definitely weird for us, I think, because, Christina and I are a mixed couple, and our kids, mixed. So she's got, the mixed texture, and it's a bit, not what either of us are used to.
Right.
So we're winging it pretty much this entire damn time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so everybody, we just had a special guest come in the building. This is Hayes.
Hi, Hayes.
Hayes does all the mixing for our podcast.
Ah!
So he'll be mixing this later on.
Welcome.
Yeah, Hayes is cool. He's also a father. How many kids you got, Hayes?
Too many.
Too many. Yeah, he has
Too
too many
many.
kids, man, which is
Valid
awesome.
response.
That is a very valid response. I honestly think one is probably too many, depending on your sleep schedule.
One is
Right.
just enough.
So
One is all we need. For anybody, for those of you out there who keep asking me if I'm gonna have another damn kid, no.
no,
I
it's not
love
gonna
that you
happen.
get asked that. Like, women get asked this all. People ask me this all the time, and I'm like, do you guys ask dudes this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When are
yeah.
you gonna have another baby?
Yeah. It's fucked up. Yeah, I hate that.
My answer, by the way, is never. I've got enough.
You're not
We're
gonna have
good.
another kid?
You're
You sure?
So
I got
good.
2. Ken's got 1. We got 3 combined. We're good. Thanks.
So no bonus scene kid. Like no like Marvel movie after the credits.
After
kid.
the-
New
kid.
bonus scene, kid.
Nope,
No,
nope,
because
nope.
right now, I think when Caleb graduates high school, I'll be 42. I'm good.
Shit,
I'm good
yeah.
with that.
Oh yeah, you're good. Oh, you know that's awesome. You have the kids the fuck out of the house. You can walk around nude and shit.
Nice.
I
ain't
can
gonna lie to you,
travel.
I cannot wait.
Gotta go.
Cannot wait to kick these motherfuckers out. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
It's great. So Lawrence, what has been your experience with Father's Day?
Having had my dad around,
Yeah.
it's been pretty cool for the most part. Usually my sister and I would get up and, make him breakfast, and we didn't really do the gifts thing. 'Cause,
Yeah.
The whole like, let's get dad a tie. I mean, my dad wears ties, but not like that. So
And they don't want a tie. They don't.
really
They don't want
want a
another
tie.
coffee.
No, I'm gonna be
mug.
real with y'all. I like
time.
ties, but I don't want it for my kids.
No.
I'm gonna pick that shit for myself.
Right.
Yeah, fuck all that.
So yeah, we can rent a movie or something and hang out, cook him dinner, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's been pretty much the same. I get breakfast made for me. For the most part, I won't say I'm waited on hand and foot, but I generally get to relax and just kind of chill out that day, which is nice.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Otherwise, we're doing all the damn things, and
Yeah. My kids are a little bit too young for it right now. Like they're like 8 and 5. They like I get the happy Father's Day dad. Ella's adorable.
Yeah.
And my wife lets me sleep in. That's awesome. That usually never happens really.
yeah.
I think one of my friends died outside just now. Y'all heard that noise?
My kid probably broke something. Let's get real.
Yeah, it's okay.
He's
It's
out
okay.
there with a basketball.
As long as he broke something to my friends and not mine, I'm fine.
I can't make promises.
Yeah, no.
I really hope it didn't break anything.
Nah, it's fine. I don't really? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I feel like
I love you too, man.
I feel like, if you came here, you know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, anything can happen. Anybody can get it.
Hey, look, I'm sorry my kid broke your window, but we have steak, so.
Exactly, we do. We have steaks. You get shot every day, B. You be all right. So like...
There's steak and Hennessy down there. You're fine.
This is totally my barbecue. There's steak and Hennessy downstairs.
That's true.
Oh man,
And I
Margarita mix.
didn't bring the Hennessy because I was told it's racist. So
No. You instead bought vodka.
I brought pineapple vodka this
Pineapple
time.
vodka.
The
Oh.
whitest drink I could find.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because she thinks that I'm in the dubstep. So I was like, this motherfucker.
I thought schnapps was like the whitest.
It probably is,
Nah,
yeah.
Schnapps
I'll go
probably
with
is the
schnapps.
whitest thing.
Smirnoff Ice. is pretty
Smirnoff
white.
Ice?
That's,
Oh man, I was just talking about Zima
Bacardi
the other
Breezy.
day.
yeah.
Nah, like is Zima a thing? Do you
Zima's
know-
coming back.
Zima's coming back?
Yeah, they just brought Zima back.
Man.
I just texted somebody literally last night that said I'm going to need a giant bag of Jolly Ranchers then.
Oh shit! Like
Wow.
I feel like Zima was like the origin, like X-Men origin for douchebags.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like, how do you know if somebody's a fuckboy? You know what I'm saying? Like
Zima was like the
There's
drink
Trucker
of
hats,
choice.
There's Van Dutch and Zimas.
oh
Van
shit.
Dutch hats, yes.
Oh man, All
Zima
these
was the
things
drink
say
of
small
choice when I
penis.
was 19. Everybody was drinking Zima.
Yeah.
It was everywhere.
Oh,
it was
a lot
like
of-
the thing that they didn't care if you went to the convenience store to buy. They were like, "Fuck yeah, we'll sell you Zima."
Yeah, because the shame does it itself. Like
They're like,
you know what I'm saying? It's
first
like
off,
no.
it's gonna take you 20 of these to get drunk.
Exactly.
So,
This is
we're
terrible.
fine with that.
This is fucking terrible. For me, Father's Day is definitely a complicated day. Like, I didn't really grow up with my father, but like we got cooler later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like my father made these guest appearances. Like he'll pop up like every few years.
Special guest star.
Special guest star, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, but he would pop up and like do the most. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd spend a week and it'd be like, all right, son, I'm gonna lay these jewels on you. You know, this, that. Be proud to be black. Oh, I gotta go. And he'd be like, all right, cool. When the next time I see you? I don't know. And so, and then like, I think later on, like, we got older and I kind of like met him in my mid-20s because I was moving away from Chicago. Away to Chicago. And I was like, Dad, you weren't really around. Like, why the fuck when you're around? And so we had dinner one day, and I had this grandiose speech because that was the mode I was in. I was like, I'm gonna tell everybody off before I leave. Like, fuck everybody. And but it was cool. Like it did not end up like that at all. we actually bonded pretty well,
That's
and we
cool.
ended up really close. and we kept in touch with each other until he passed away in 2011. And so I miss him, and more so I miss him more now than ever, because I've grown up and realized that I'm very much like him. Like, a lot of things that we have in common still stick out to me to this day. So, it's one of the things where Father's Day is a little touching for me in that essence, because it's like, wow, I'm continuing the tradition. Not only that, I didn't grow up with like many positive father figures either. So for me, it's sort of like I definitely have a Sam Beckett approach to fatherhood. I definitely want to put right what once went wrong in a lot of ways, because I had a really metaphor. So I definitely want to it's great because it reminds me to be grateful for the kids that I have and for the life that I have. So I'm very grateful to be a father. I understand the deepness and the depth of the responsibility that I have as a father, because I am their first example of a father and of a man in general. So I always like to have that, keep that in mind when I'm talking to my kids. Now, granted, my patience is not exactly matched that. Because sometimes I'll be like, all y'all motherfuckers, get the fuck out my house. All y'all. But, in true form, I really like to keep it positive and try to be a positive force in my kids' life and make them feel welcomed, but not too welcomed. Because I still don't want my kids to stay in my house forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that issue right now.
Yeah, man. Get these kids the fuck out of my house. Yeah, so that's cool. Father's Day is always interesting, man. Like, it's in the black community, it's like, yikes.
Father's Day. Do you know where your father is,
Exactly.
young man?
So it's
Yes, in fact, I do.
I do. I know where my father is. So, nah. I like being a good father. It's cool. It could be a pain sometimes. All right,
it's
man.
definitely
Like,
trying times, but it's worth it in the end.
it is. That's what they keep telling me. That's what they keep telling me. So speaking of fathers, Bill Cosby.
This shit here.
Yeah. All right. So apparently, like, the judge got granted a mistrial. Did you see that, Breezy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're like,
I have a lot of feels.
oh man, please speak your mind.
Elucidate
Talk
on
your
your
shit,
feet.
son.
Like-
talk your shit, son.
Like, a jury full of people couldn't come to the agreement that dude admitted to drugging women,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, and it's just part and parcel for Trump. Like, Trump said, I'm famous. They let me do what I want. So Cosby fucking was famous. People let him, or they did what he wanted, and now
Exactly.
fucking 12 people couldn't come up with an answer.
Then
Really?
earlier the week he's like yelling out, "Hey, hey, hey!"
Yeah.
and proving that he's totally saying it right. He knew it. You know what I'm saying? He just kind of stunned on you. Hey, hey, hey! On raping
Way to
bitches.
ruin my childhood.
Oh man. that
Yeah.
motherfucker,
Way to
that- I
ruin
was
my
like,
childhood.
yeah, I was like, I can't watch Fat Albert. I didn't know.
again.
I didn't know. Hey, hey, hey was a celebration tactic for when he rapes bitches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is fucking
And it ruins
terrible.
your childhood, because, like, Bill Cosby was, like, the TV dad I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's
I
fuck-
really
I'm
love
mad
him.
at him. I'm mad at him for personally ruining my childhood.
Yeah, like it's fucked up. I feel like Uncle Phil was a better dad anyway.
Right.
But other than that, like,
Uncle Phil was awesome.
oh man. So recently, guys, I saw the Tupac movie.
Yeah.
And
How was that? Oh.
all right, so this is my thing, guys. This is my thing. It was interesting. It was interesting in the fact that, like, I grew up in that culture. Like, I am hip hop to the core. I am, like, down, like, the 90s was my shit, right?
Okay.
So I saw the Pac movie for the culture.
Yeah.
My expectations were low because, granted, I knew they probably weren't gonna do this right, and I was right. It wasn't. It was kind of a shitty movie. Like, I think the problem is the actors weren't bad. I think the people that stuck out to me was the girl who played Jada Pinkett. She had Jada down to a science.
Nice.
Like, she was great. Mannerisms, everything. Tupac was the dude for a new actor. Definitely, you can tell he was new, but he actually did a decent job, and he looks just like Pac, like uncanny, and it was cool. And the guy who played Suge, and I don't know if they did voiceovers for the Snoop role, but he sounded exactly like Snoop.
Interesting.
Exactly like Snoop. Like he didn't look like Snoop, and that's okay. But like he sounded exactly like Snoop, and it was crazy. So seeing that, that was pretty cool. But the pacing, the editing, and the overall story, I thought Tupac. I feel like Tupac deserved a better movie, and they could have done it better.
Yeah.
Give it about 3 years. They'll get another one. Maybe.
It's no Notorious. Notorious was totally shitty.
Wow. I didn't even know there was a Notorious movie.
Oh man, it was kind of bad. Like, you from Brooklyn? Yeah, like Hayes, you from Brooklyn, man. What are your thoughts on like the biopics and like, especially the Notorious movie?
Well, I thought they did like a okay job with the Notorious movie. I thought they could have did a little bit better, but the guy that played Biggie did a really good job.
Yeah, and he's actually the same guy who plays Biggie in Notorious is in All Eyes on Me, which is pretty cool. So they're in the same
Biggie
universe.
again?
Yeah, he's playing Biggie.
Nice.
It's like in the same universe, a la Marvel, but of gangster rap. Yeah.
The only thing I thought was he could have been a little bit more ashier. And
Yeah. Oh man, he could have been a little bit more ashy.
More ashy.
All right.
Larry.
That is thanks, Ashy Larry.
Well, I heard they had the iPhone 7 in the Tupac movie.
Probably.
Wow.
Probably.
Editing fails.
Wow.
You know what? Tupac kept rapping about shit that was relevant today, so that's not shocking. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Breezy, do you see yourself going to see this Tupac movie?
I probably won't go see it. I'll see it when it comes on Redbox, from what I'm hearing from you guys.
I knew the answer already.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I very rarely get to go to the movies anymore with all my life, so I'm not going to waste it on something that you guys are saying is mediocre at best.
That shit's super mediocre.
Yeah.
That shit's super mediocre.
I did see Wonder Woman, though.
I was about to say, what did you think of Wonder Woman? Late ass. You finally saw Wonder Woman.
I know. I saw it like a week after. I loved it. It was amazing.
Awesome. I always suggest all people go see Wonder Woman, especially little girls. I feel like little girls need to see reflections of themselves in powerful roles.
I walked out going, man, I know now why white dudes my age group are so cocky. There's so many white dudes in superhero movies.
Absolutely.
Like, they feel like they can take on the world. Like, I walked out going, man, I could kick all the ass today. Because I just saw Wonder Woman. I probably would die,
Speaking
but...
to that, can you imagine what the reaction, what people are going to walk out of the theaters like come next February?
Oh my God, that's one thing I want to talk about. Let's talk about this motherfucking Black Panther trailer.
And
oh my God,
gorgeous that bad boy was.
Yes, it has all the things. First of all right, so it starts off with like two white people, but I was like, what the fuck is this two white people doing here? But they two white people from Lord of the Rings, so I was cool with it, right?
They're probably the only white people in the entire film.
They are, and they from Lord of the Rings, so my geek card let it kind of like, all right, I'll let this slide. It's Andy Serkis and what's his name? Martin Freeman. And I was like, all right, I'll let this slide. It's young Watson and Smeagol. I'll let this slide. Like, and then it was like, I think they knew what they was doing, because they was like, yo, well, we about to end. Because you can't start out with the all blackness.
No.
You can't start out with that. Like, that's overkill. Mm-hmm. You know, but they was like, yo, hi, we're white faces, and we about to introduce y'all to some black shit. And then it's like, bam, 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 all types of black shit. Like, I was like, what? Like, it was crazy, because you had everybody. This movie has everybody.
The blackest all-star cast there is.
Yes, like Ryan Coogler. That's his name, Ryan Coogler? Or when he did Creed, which I think you guys should check out.
The director, yeah.
Creed is a great movie, so y'all should check that out. Also, he did Fruitvale Station, which I really don't want to watch because I don't feel like crying. But yeah, it's a total cry-worthy movie. I'm not trying to see that shit.
All right.
But anyway, Black Panther looks awesome. They have the girl who played plays Michonne.
Oh, Danai Gurira?
Danai Gurira, who also plays the mother of Tupac.
Oh.
She plays Afeni Shakur. Overacting like a motherfucker in that movie, but I was like, none of this was needed. Like, I feel like
she's a good actress.
She is a good actress, but you got to give her a good script.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Fair.
Other than that, she comes off like great value Viola Jones. You know what I'm saying? So Viola Davis. I'm sorry, she comes off like great value Viola Davis when it's not right.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I feel like it's okay. Like that part is okay, but anyway, I'm totally blown away by Black Panther. I'm definitely going in, probably wearing the dashiki to the shit. That's gonna be cool.
As you should.
Absolutely. I'm Black History and that shit up. Like, I'm just gonna have my fist up. I'm gonna scare white people. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
No,
I'm
for
looking
real. We
forward
gotta
to
dress
that.
up like the royal family from Coming to America. on that
Absolutely.
bad
I'm
boy.
thinking about having roses at my feet. I
Yeah.
might do it.
Yeah.
I might do it. I don't know. Like, it's an event for me.
Yeah.
So this is great.
I mean, watching that trailer like confirmed
Yeah.
like everything I want
Yes.
out of this film because Black Panther is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Did you see
And
Angela
to
Bassett?
See Angela Bassett's
Oh my God.
royal ass on that. Oh man.
And you know what? We all know what this is about. We all know this is the I'm sorry for not casting Angela Bassett as Storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should have.
This
They
is
really
definitely
should have.
because she was in the white hair, and yeah, I know her character has white hair, but we know why.
We know what's going on.
We know why. So I'm happy about that, and
Yes.
I'm grateful
And just like
to see her in that.
to see like the Wakandan skyline during
yeah.
that trailer was some of the most epic shit in the world.
Yes.
So
And then
good.
Lupita with her sexy chocolate ass. And it was so awesome. It's gonna be great, man. This is a friend of mine that pointed out on Facebook. This is like the new Roots. Because this is one of them joints where like every black person, well, not every black person, but a lot of prominent black people are in one movie at one time. So it's like an all-star, So I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it. I love what Marvel is doing.
Yes.
To further the culture.
From
It's
the,
great.
from the director to the costume designers, to
Absolutely.
the set designers, all
There's a
black
lot of
staff.
good African culture in it. It's gonna be
types of-
awesome.
And did you see Forrest Whitaker in that bad boy? Looking
Yeah,
like a
didn't
straight
even look
badass.
Yeah, it didn't even look like dude. Like
No.
it's great. Michael B. Jordan looking dope.
Looking dope and
Yeah,
villainous.
Villainous as shit. You know what I'm saying? Old boy from Get Out.
Yeah.
So that dude was looking dope. So I was like, man, somebody joked there was like he got out the sunken place and went straight to Wakanda. I was like,
You kind of have to after
yeah,
that.
you can't have to. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I wouldn't fuck with these white people in general. Speaking of white people, Breezy, what new movies are coming out?
I feel like I should be offended. I saw the trailer Wonder Woman for Ragnarok. I'm super excited for
I
Ragnarok.
am looking forward
Nice,
to Thor.
yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's gonna be dope. You know what? I want to see Homecoming. Which is coming out first, Thor or Homecoming?
I think Spider-Man's coming out.
I think Spider-Man's coming out. I'm looking forward to Homecoming. That's
So am I,
another.
actually.
That's gonna be real cool. I think it's gonna be adorable.
Even though I think they're advertising it wrong.
You think?
Because it rather than it be Spider-Man Homecoming, it should be the Spider-Man and Iron Man movie.
I feel like
Yeah.
Iron Man is like taking over this whole shit. Like, remember when
But that's the
Raekwon came
preview.
out
You
with
know-
his album?
you know the
and
preview
Ghostface was all over that
Is
bitch.
not the same as the actual movie. Like you're gonna go see it, and Iron Man will have like a 5-minute cameo. But the preview is gonna show it like he's all up in that thing for the entire movie.
I love people making fun of it. Hey guys, I think Iron Man's in this movie.
I know.
Like, cause the poster is like a big ass picture of Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And you got like Lil Man just swinging.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like, they should call it the Iron Man's Apprentice. Spider-Man sometimes. Oh,
Spider-Man with Iron Man daddy issues.
Yes. Oh man, but yeah, man, it's been good. I'm looking forward to more. Like, I met somebody who said they didn't like Marvel. Hold on.
Who said this?
Excuse me, we're live, so you know what? I get to sneeze on
Gesundheit, motherfucker.
'Cause fuck it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That lets you know that I'm human, guys. I bleed too. I met somebody that
Except he's not bleeding, just so you know.
I was chatting with a friend, and they were like, I'm done with the Marvel movies, whatever. Like, I'm looking forward to DC. And I was like, and in my mind, I'm like,
have they seen DC movies up to now?
like, so y'all trying to come out? No, it's just motherfuckers getting too excited over the Wonder Woman movie. And I get it. Wonder Woman's great, but slow down.
Right. They did one good thing. Like
did
I
one
still
good
think
thing.
Justice League's gonna be a giant shitstorm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
of course it is.
Yeah,
It's gonna
Even
be
though
awful.
I'm gonna go see it. I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna go see it.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
not
see
gonna
it.
see it on my birthday. I'm not gonna ruin my birthday.
You're not gonna do it on your birthday.
Comes
birthday?
out on my birthday.
I know, but I feel like all right. So
Nah.
there's first of all, there's your boy. There's Aquaman. That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna give you all the juices.
Right. But I like
you
him as
need.
Paul. I like that dude.
It took me a
Wow.
second. It took me a second.
That's
Wow.
no. I'm sorry, because you know what? girls have been told, like women have been total perverts about the Aquaman thing. Aquaman has never been this lusted before in my
I know.
life.
Ever.
All he
Like,
can do is talk
ever.
to animals, guys. He just talks to sea life. He's not really that spectacular. But it's Khal Drogo.
Exactly. It's like, but when it's your boy, it's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're making him badass for this movie.
Women. You got it.
When you ask a little kid,
Women are
any
savage.
kid ever throughout history who their favorite superhero is, nobody has ever said Aquaman.
it's never Aquaman.
Never
Like,
Aquaman.
ever.
People will
Like-
choose Submariner over
Right.
Aquaman.
If you know what, if any kid says it's Aquaman, he's a fucking hipster and he's lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
I liked Aquaman before it was cool.
like, no, you didn't.
No,
bitch.
you didn't.
Really.
Nobody did.
Stop lying.
Superpower talks to dolphins.
Stop
Go
lying.
fuck yourself. You just oh man.
shit.
So now, all right. So today, American Gods,
Oh, the season finale.
the season finale
Oh,
of
I'm so
American
excited
Gods.
for that.
Breezy, this is a perfect time for you to catch up after this shit premieres.
That's what I do. I just finished Legion, and
How was Legion? Did it ever get better?
it got.
I'm not sold on this, by the way.
Yeah.
All right,
all the
you just
reviews that
convinced
I've
me
read
that I
of it-
should not watch Legion.
All the reviews I've read of it like speak to it getting better. It's
It-
not phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
but
about
it's
halfway through, I was going to
mostly
give up,
exciting.
and I forced myself to sit through it. I'm glad I did. It did give me some resolution, and
Uh-huh.
it sets it up for next season. Obviously,
How's my girl Aubrey?
she is like she's carrying it for me,
Nice.
like,
Mm.
and that's pretty weird because I also really like the main actor guy, the guy that plays Legion. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like him. He's from Downton Abbey, and he's been in some other stuff. He's the Beast in the new Beauty and the Beast remake too.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought he looked familiar.
yeah. So that's
did
that
not
guy.
see any of these fucking movies. But yeah,
The new Beauty and the Beast movie is actually pretty good.
that's what I
enjoyed it.
hear. That's what I hear. I mean, you know, more power to y'all.
I was skeptical. Live action Beauty and the Beast, but it was not bad.
Yeah.
Injustice.
They
Beauty
did
and the
good.
Beast, teaching women, you know, like sometimes love and Stockholm syndrome just collide.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
awesome. I feel like when I watch Beauty and the Beast, I think like this teaches women how to deal with men with temper issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I'm like,
By forming tempers of your own,
I'm good.
mostly. And
Mostly.
singing.
And
I'm
singing.
good. I don't. That's why I don't fuck with Beauty. I read that to my daughter, and I'll be
Enchanted.
like, warning, you don't have to take this shit.
Furniture.
And I saw the greatest meme about Belle that was really funny. It was like, hey, there goes the baker with his bread like always. And somebody was like, there goes Belle singing her mean song about us like always. I was like, yeah, she is kind of bitchy.
Yeah, she is.
She's a little like
these
I'm
peasants.
better than you.
Sometimes bitches end up with beasts.
that's fair.
Sometimes
Maybe
bitches
that's
end
the
up-
moral that was actually trying to be said.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, and gay people can be cookware. So
Terrible.
that's terrible.
What you think about the new Planet of the Apes coming up?
I am excited about playing. All right, so y'all, whenever y'all get a chance, check out the Planet of the Apes reboot.
Okay.
It's actually really good. Like, there's the Rise of the Planet of the Apes, like with James Franco and shit, and then the sequel, which is actually really good. And this one is the Fight for the Planet of the Apes with Woody Harrelson.
Okay, I haven't
And-
seen any of these yet.
All these are great. Andy Serkis is fucking amazing in this movie. Like, talk about heavy acting and emotional play without any words, mostly.
Wow.
Like, there's little to no words spoken by the main character, which is actually the gorilla, the ape or whatnot. But it's so much
Caesar,
emotion.
right?
Yeah, Caesar. And it's so much emotion, dog. Like, I mean, granted, now this may sound racist, but you can definitely see a lot of parallels. so you're thinking, and so I remember watching, I was like, these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucking humans.
Yeah. And it was crazy, and it was very I thought each story is very, very powerful and speaks to how society is. You know, especially when, you know, white people take over and do what white people do. You know? Speaking of which, like,
Imperialism, man.
yeah.
Imperialism.
Before we go, because we're gonna make this a short episode for the most part. Flando, you know, it was recently,
Right.
Yeah, it was recently discovered that the cop once again was not guilty because
Despite the video evidence.
it was like the video, like, despite all the documented evidence that says that. And this is what I say to this shit. I had a friend of mine online. earlier. Like, there's this thing I do online called White People Wednesdays, and which I talk about, like, which I at least post a picture or a video of white people doing crazy shit. White people, and ass fucked, right? And it's usually, honestly, it's really tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
In games, but a friend of mine, this guy I know, and he's a guy. He's pretty conservative, guy, so it makes sense. But he posted like something along the matter, like, what if it was, I think he took slight offense to it because he was like, well, what if you had black people, or not black people, but he was like, what if there was some other color or whatnot? And my homegirl, shout out to Terry Coleman if you're listening, read him in the most educational way possible.
Oh,
and it was fucking amazing. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can check it out. If you're not,
have to.
Yeah, definitely. If you're not, fuck you. I'm sorry. So like, but anyway, she read him really well, and then I received a message from both later on in more detail, and I haven't really responded to him yet, so I'll do it right here. So like, what I wanted to say is like, with the Philando situation, like, you are not an oppressed male. You are a white male. You are literally at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
On that end, when you get stopped by cops, the worst thing you have to think about is your ticket. Usually, you don't think about things going awry and dying. Like, when we get stopped by cops, when we see those flashes of lights, it is a panicking. We go into panic mode because we have a life or death, and literally the news, the past, all aspects are telling us that this could be a life or death situation.
Yeah.
If we're ever stopped by cops, if we're ever seen by cops, if we're ever seen by neighborhood patrolmen, anything, like, we could die at any given point. And it doesn't matter whether you're a quote-unquote thug, whether you're a quote-unquote good boy, whether you're wearing a suit or whether you're wearing baggy jeans, you could die. And not only you can die, there'll be no justice done for it.
Yeah.
So before you complain about my White People Wednesdays, like, look at your position and where you stand.
Right.
Because in essence, like, we're the front lines. Like, we have a target on our back all the time. A lot of times we have to be nice. We have to smile just so you don't feel threatened.
Yeah.
So, like,
you don't get to have the bad days.
We don't have the bad days, because if I get angry, then I'm the angry black guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And if I'm the angry black guy, the world ends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some sort of violence that people are gonna assume because I'm threatening. Now, what's funny is that we're also, like, the reason why is that because black men are also known as a signal of strength.
Yeah.
We are strength. We are strong men. We are the John Henrys of America. Because we can handle all the things, and in our essence, we're human. We go through things too, and I think we as men go through situations where we bottle up our emotions and deal with that, and that's how the toxic masculinity rolls, because we're not able to express ourselves. We got to be hard all the fucking time, so we can't express the moments where we're sad, we're angry, we feel depressed,
And that's a lot
things
of
like
fucking pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
A lot of fucking.
So, like, we got all these things, and I remember talking to my therapist. Yes, I have a therapist, and to tell her I feel like my whole race has PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Truth.
Look at like the news. Look at what's happening now, and none of this is new. By the way, none of this is new. It's popping now, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's popping to kill black dudes and get away with it.
Yeah.
Because.
And with the advent of social media and cell phones with cameras that are better than oftentimes real cameras, it's out there. Like, this isn't a new thing. This has always been going on, but now it's everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
this Philando Castile got shot, and we all saw it. Like, who didn't see that video?
Absolutely.
Right.
It went live.
10 years ago, I would have never seen that video. I would have taken the cops' word at face value because they're cops, and that's what you do. You respect somebody in a position of authority. But now I saw that video. And it broke my heart, and I can't unsee that video.
Yeah.
And I can't unshoot that man. But I'm sure as hell telling my kids, like, hey, don't just question, or don't just take authority at face value anymore. You need to ask questions.
Absolutely. And the mother was right. The mother was very much pissed off and everything. Hold up, we're getting some news. Seattle police are expected to provide an update on the 32-year-old female suspect who died after a police officer involved shooting. Really? We're doing this now out here?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus,
Yeah,
man.
I heard.
So, like I said, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
It can happen to anyone, and it can happen anywhere. So don't think you're safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't feel safe. When I don't,
Not at all.
I don't walk down the street often. Reason why is because I don't want to get approached by cops. I'm not afraid of the thug element. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been afraid of the thug element. I'm always afraid of, like, the authority, quote unquote.
Right.
So, like, those are things that, you know, before you talk out the side of your mouth and say these things like, oh, reverse racism and shit like that, you got to think about it like, yo, man, you safe as fuck right now, and we're not.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't really know what to tell you, man. Like, but it's all love. Like, I think this is always a great point to educate our friends who do not know about it, because I get it. If you don't grow up in the area, if you don't grow up around black people, if you don't talk to black people, you don't know. And then sometimes you have black people around you, but they've assimilated so much that they're just trying to be on your side. You don't have a lot of black
trying
people
to skate by without having to deal with your shit.
Exactly. Nah, but what you need to talk, and I was like, you know, I give him that, man. Like, talk to me. I welcome any friend who doesn't understand to talk to me.
Right.
Because I think that's important. You need to understand. And I need to understand where you're coming from so we can educate each other. I feel like that's an important thing. But yeah, definitely, if you come at me with some like overly righteous, like you're wrong, fuck out of here. Absolutely. You know, you need to eat a dick. But like, you know, but if you genuinely ask questions like, hey, I don't understand your world, I'll be happy to talk to you about this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. Breezy, what are your thoughts?
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you need to have these discussions because that's how truth gets spread, because the truth isn't being spread properly via the news, the courts, mouth to mouth. I mean, just conversations with people that aren't experiencing it every day. I don't experience this every day. So hearing you talk about what it feels like if a cop pulls you over it's a rude awakening. It's eye-opening.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I think last week on our podcast, the worst thing I experience is, God, this is going to be a fucking inconvenience to my afternoon.
Exactly.
Not, shit, my kids might not have a mother.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's definitely, I think about my kids and think about everything like, man, I really want to make it home.
Yeah.
You know, so.
You know what's crazy? At one of the episodes of Iron Man, and when that police officer dies, and the police was like, well, we're going to bust everybody up just to find out what the police officer does. That's what they really do in New York.
Yeah.
Like, when I went to New York back in 2008, 2009, I had a Ford Escort, 98. Every block I went to, I got stopped by a different cop. Like, every block.
Yeah. And it's crazy.
And it's still happening.
Yeah. And it's insane. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't expect you to have this. Or if you do have it, it's by some nefarious reason.
Yeah.
You know, which is unfortunate. But, like, that's the world we live in. You know, you definitely have to try your best to do something about it. I definitely agree with, like, if y'all get a chance, watch Philando's mom response. She has a public response, and then she has kind of like a private response, and she goes the fuck off.
I imagine so.
And I understand, like, more than, because everybody else kept it kind of respectful. She was very like raw with this shit.
Oh yeah.
And I felt on that one, and I'm like, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and because they were wrong, I think all the evidence was there to show that and to convict it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not responsible for your fear. Right. Especially if we're not. Yeah, we're not responsible for your fear, especially if we're actively not harming you.
Right.
You know, we can't go off speculation. This is a Minority Report.
Right.
You know, so he was wrong for what he did, and I don't like the tone that it sets, and that's the problem. When my problem with this and
creates an expectation.
Exactly, that if you do this was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I let my kids slide with some crazy wild shit, obviously his younger siblings are gonna think that's okay because they're like, well, Dad lets me do it all the time. And I think that's how the police forces are. Like, that's the rhetoric that we're creating in the U.S. right now. Yeah. All these things are happening, so more policemen are like, hey, we can get away with this if we can do this.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the problem. So when people go with Chris, why are you upset? Why are you angry about this? That's why. Because we're supposed to set an example for justice.
I think you messaged me on Facebook right after the verdict came through, and my response, I think, is so true. It was like... I knew this was going to be the outcome. Like,
Yeah.
deep in my brain, every part of me knew this was going to be the outcome, but I was still pissed off, like violently angry, because that's sad. It's sad that I knew this was going to be the outcome, because that's what society is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Man.
I would have been more surprised had the cop been found guilty.
Absolutely.
And that's fucked up, because he was guilty.
yeah.
I saw the video.
Yeah. Everyone did.
Everyone did.
Everyone
Yeah.
saw that fucking video. So that's what, you know, when you think about that, it is hard to like have a sense of hope,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh yeah, that just happened, and that dude was probably about as innocent as they come.
Right.
Even though all of them were innocent by
Yeah.
the way, but like you
Yeah.
know, you
In
look
case you
at
had
these things in case
Well,
you
and
had
I
any
hate-
more questions.
I hate the justification that, like, society, and by society I mean mostly white privileged people, have when these scenarios happen. Because you keep hearing, well, they stole a cigar, they were running, they didn't put their hands up, and all these things. Like, that makes it okay for the cop to instantly become judge, jury, and executioner.
Exactly,
That is
like-
not due cause. Like,
Yeah.
that's not due prosecution. That is not the way this country was set up. But all of a sudden it becomes okay because they made a mistake. Well, anybody makes mistakes. Holy shit, you know how much stupid shit I did as a kid?
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
You know-
if you feel like they're justified because this one guy stole cigars or whatever the case is,
Yeah, and
that
I
means
think-
that any stupid shit your kid does
Yeah.
justifies them getting shot.
And
now
that's
you
the
need
rhetoric.
to rethink about it.
Yeah, that's the fucked up rhetoric that the news reports. Like,
Yeah.
well, he had a troubled past. Really?
Yeah.
So he
That
deserves
makes it
to
okay.
get murdered?
Right. And
Really?
murdered
Okay.
by, like, without any process. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
So it's like,
He got a D on his progress report when he was in the
Exactly.
5th grade.
Exactly.
So,
It's so sad. It's so sad that this is where we are and it's 2017.
yeah.
yeah. So that's the shit that's like, that's what's been on my mind this week for the
Yeah.
most part, especially,
Yeah.
you know, on Father's Day where he doesn't get a chance to be around his kid,
Exactly.
but we get a chance to be around ours, you know?
Yeah, don't take that for
Yeah,
granted.
don't
at
take
all.
that for granted, man. So that's definitely important. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that really upbeat note, let's go party.
All right, we're about to go party, drink a lot of liquor, and eat barbecue and ignore what the fuck that just happened, and try to enjoy our friends. It is the day before Juneteenth, so
yeah.
hope everybody's having a good Juneteenth. Remember to ask a white person to apologize
Yes.
because it's their fucking fault.
Or all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Please, Breezy.
Yeah. I'm sorry for everything.
Thank you. Oh,
I'm
appreciate
sorry
it.
for everything.
So
We
appreciate
talked
that.
about this too.
Yeah.
So I have to share my story because I think it was funny.
Go ahead. go ahead.
Chris sent me a copy of last week's podcast via Messenger, and he goes, "Hey, feel free to post this." And I was at work, so I didn't get right to it. I was working on it, and then he goes, "Hey, I just realized I can post it too." And I said, "Yeah, when I made the Facebook page, I made you an admin. You've been asking me to do this when you could totally do it, but I just did it because white reparations."
And I was like-
I thought you enjoyed bossing me
And at
around,
first-
and I let you do it.
Yeah, and at first I felt like a dick, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, slavery."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I was like, "It's fine."
So when he sends me these things and tells me to post them, I just do it. No one, I knew he knew how to, and he could, but I just did it.
I
I
honestly,
feel like that's the least I could do.
I only capitalize off white guilt mainly during Black History Month, and it's for petty shit. Like if I need a latte and I need y'all to pay for it, slavery.
Slavery.
Yeah, so like that's
Hey, so remember slavery?
yeah, slavery. That's right. I like my caramel macchiato with extra cream. Do this.
You will pour me a cup of that nice
Please.
jasmine tea, sir.
Exactly. Please, for
And
the
here's me.
abolition.
Because slavery.
Just
Exactly.
doing all the things.
You will abolish.
Breezy,
That
post
tea.
this podcast. Okay.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you all for listening. Remember to like us on SoundCloud,
Yes.
Facebook.
Yes.
You can catch all of us on Profoundly Ignorant, everybody.
Yeah.
Share
We'll
us
be
with your
back to-
friends. Share us
Please.
with anyone you think would love this.
Share us.
I have one request. If
What up?
anybody out there, again, I've put this out there several times, is like fluent in theology. I have
Yes.
some questions. I just read a study that says 85% of American adults believe in personal guardian angels, meaning every single one of us has a floating being protecting us. I have some questions.
My guardian angel is fucking up right now.
Right? I feel like a lot are.
Like he's on Drake and break. Like
Yeah.
he has issues. I feel like I should give my guardian angel an intervention.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, son, pay attention.
Yeah.
So I have obviously a lot of
Yeah.
questions that have come out of this
Yeah.
study.
Nice.
And also, like 87 people or 87% of adults thought that chocolate milk came from brown cows. I feel like as a society, we're failing people.
Oh, Trump's America,
Yeah.
everybody.
That hurts my feelings.
Trump's America, everybody.
It's not brown cows, idiots. It's chocolate
It's
mixed in
chocolate.
milk.
Oh, man.
And speaking to that, I have a quote to end us off.
Yes.
Oh, good. By all means.
I took this from American Gods, and your talk on your question about religion totally brought this up.
Awesome.
This is Odin, also known as Wednesday.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Shit.
If you haven't figured it out by now, I mean, come on.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but now I will.
Belief is a simple matter of the company you keep and how easily people scare.
Nice.
Ain't that the truth? That's the truth.
Man,
The
and if
facts.
our world is overcrowded, can you imagine what the floating skies are like with all of those personal bodyguards?
Oh man, all the things, all the
fucking
things.
things.
Well, all right, guys. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah.
We look forward to hearing from you, son. I am Chris Blunt.
And I'm Breezy Rumsey.
And I am Sphinx Akasha.
Thank you very much for listening.
Have a good one.
Peace.